Imagine this. You're sitting at home, finishing a message, and in 1 second, your apartment turns into outer space. No light, no internet, no elevator, nothing. Just you, a phone at 12%, a fridge quietly crying without electricity, and somewhere in the yard, a generator starts humming like it's so happy to see you again. Hi everyone, I'm Kate. I live in Ukraine, and today I want to tell you how we Ukrainians deal with blackouts. Not only about generators and power banks, but about our creativity, our little hacks we use every day, and also about how exhausting it can be sometimes. After massive attacks on our energy systems, we are back to long power cuts, schedules, emergency outages, and that fun game called Will the Lights Stay On or Not? But instead of just freezing and giving up, Ukrainians do what we're really good at. We organize and we invent solutions. The government and local communities open so-called points of invincibility, places where you can warm up, charge your phone, get water, get internet. There are thousands of them across the country now. At the same time, people and businesses create mini versions of these points, like in cafés, co-working spaces, libraries, and even at gas stations. So let's start with the simplest part, how we prepare at home. I actually have my own little blackout kit, a portable gas stove with a canister so I can still make coffee and cook, a couple of power banks to bring my phone and laptop back to life, fairy lights on batteries and small flashlights, and honestly, they create more cozy vibe than any fancy chandelier, so just try. A stash of water and food that's easy to heat up. Planning turns into a new kind of sport. You know, when the power is on, you cook, do laundry, run the dishwasher, and charge absolutely everything that can possibly be charged. And when it goes off, a different mode starts. We finally read, we finally write, we finally talk to each other and play board games or just lie under a blanket and pretending this is so romantic retreat and not an emergency situation. So many of my friends have their own survival system. Some work at night, and actually me too, when there is electricity, and sleep during the day. You know, Ukraine in upside down time zones. So some buy special rechargeable lamps that charge from USB and then light the whole evening. A lot of people cook in advance for a few days and wrap food in towels and blankets to keep it warm longer. So there are people who during blackouts actually go to the gym because the gym has a generator and the gym has a shower and you can work out and charge your phone. And through all of this, we still manage to joke like about reviving our iPhones from power banks and how romantic candles look until you realize they're in your kitchen but not in a restaurant, but it's okay. But of course, you can't do everything from home. That's where those points of invincibility come in. These are locations where you always have heat, where you always have water, electricity from a generator, mobile connection, internet, sockets for charging, tea, and sometimes cookies. It's the best part. They are opened not only by the state, but also by volunteers, in charities. At the same time, business is adapting too, and our business member still is adapting too, absolutely every day. Many cafes, gas stations, and malls now work like tiny points of invincibility. People come there to work, charge devices, connect to Starlink, and sometimes even plug in medical equipment like inhalers. In a way, the whole country has turned into a huge network of little islands of light. But there is one story that really stayed with me. It's about a small bakery in western Ukraine. The owner says blackouts hit not only the power grid, but people's nerves. And it's absolutely true. The generator doesn't always cover the ovens. It's harder to pay staff. And behind those salaries, there are families. food and medicine. So every winter for them is literally a question of survival. And yet they keep baking bread, they adjust schedules, they save every kilowatt, and people still stand in line because that bread is just as important as any big news about the war, isn't it? There are so many stories like this. Hair salons cutting hair by battery lamps, co-working spaces with generators where people sit in jackets and hats, but they smile because there is internet and coffee. And that's actually everything that I need every day. Another thing I really love is our digital solutions for a very analog problem. In Ukraine, people make interactive maps showing which places are open with generators where you can come to work, where there's internet, there is coffee. So basically it's a map of where life is happening right now. Plus endless Telegram chat where people share who saw the lights come back, where the power is on, and who has a free socket. So come over, charge your phone, and let's talk. I guess it's very Ukrainian. We love mixing technology, memes, and usual help. And actually, from the outside, it might look like Ukrainians are real superheroes, but we work during workouts, we joke, we help each other, we open new businesses, we go to the cafés with generators. And yes, part of that is true. We really did learn to turn crisis into creativity, and each new blackout finds us a little bit more prepared. But there is another side, like when you have several hours a day without electricity, it's not only about being cold or uncomfortable. Just imagine being without electricity in winter. So it's a constant mental pressure. You depend on schedules, you can't plan your work normally, you worry about your family. Sometimes you just sit in the dark and feel so tired of the fact that for the fourth year in a row you have to live like this. And it's important to admit that. Yes, we are so strong, we are creative, we are stubborn, but we are people, and we also feel scared, sad, and overwhelmed sometimes. Maybe not sometimes. When the power goes out again, I turn on my battery fairy lights, put the kettle on my little gas stove, and think that every such evening is another proof of how resilient we are. We didn't choose to live like this, but we can choose how we respond. Someone opens a point of invincibility. Someone buys a generator for their cafe, for their business. Someone bakes bread under a small flashlight, and someone simply shares a power bank with their neighbor. And from all of these tiny decisions, a bigger picture appears. A country that keeps living, working, loving, and dreaming, even if it's dark outside. Even if it's dark in your apartment. So if you'd like, in the next videos I can show you my personal blackout kit, how I plan my day around power schedules, and all this little darkness life hacks we use every day here. Thank you so much for watching. Take care, support Ukraine, and I wish you more light both in your sockets and inside you.